Hi, everyone. It's nice to see you. My name is Katie Kross. I am the managing director of a center at Duke University's Fuqua School of Business in Durham, North Carolina in the US. Our center is called the Center for Energy Development and the Global Environment. And we are the hub for an initiative that we call ClimateCAP. So that's what I'm gonna share with you today. I also want to mention my colleague, Jessica Wingert. She is not on the call today, but she's a terrific resource. She sits here also at Fuqua and is the program lead for our ClimateCAP partnership. So I've included her contact here and at the end of my slides in case any of you would like to follow up with either of us. Next slide. So ClimateCAP began in 2016 when my colleagues at Duke and I realized that our MBA students, even if they were passionate about climate change, they weren't necessarily always making the connection between climate change and the risks and opportunities it was going to present to their business careers. So we began having a conversation about how we could communicate climate change, not as a personal or philanthropic or extracurricular interest, but one that is materially relevant to all business leaders now and in the future. And we began by hosting a summit, which has now become an annual event called the ClimateCAP MBA Summit. Today we have about 400 plus MBA students from all kinds of different schools around the world attend the annual summit. The most recent one was held at the University of Michigan's Ross School of Business, and the 2025 summit is coming up at the end of February. Will be hosted by Berkeley's Haas School of Business. So the summit itself is open to any MBA student anywhere, but not to alumni, not to undergrads, not to students in other disciplines. It's specifically for MBA students, current MBA students, to come learn, meet their peers, learn about the business implications of climate change. Since we began the ClimateCAP initiative, which is a partner initiative, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a minute, we have also added some additional programming. So knowing that not every MBA student can come to the summit, we have launched an online virtual learning program called the ClimateCAP MBA Academy. Those are webinars. They happen about monthly during the academic year. They are aimed at an MBA student audience, but anyone can register for them. So those are where alumni or others can hop on. But the speakers, we ask them to speak to the MBA student audience. We have videos of all the past Academy speakers on our website. There's some really great ones. And we have already been lining up speakers for the fall. So I would encourage you to take a look at the recordings of those in case they are things you'd like to share with your students and or you'd like to vet them as potential speakers for your own events at your schools, or you can imagine showing them in a classroom or as an extracurricular event too. And lastly, we have a deeper dive program that it has room for only 12 students a year, but it's called the ClimateCAP MBA Fellowship. And in the fall, we will be announcing a call for applications. These are students who really want to go deep on climate and would participate in a year-long fellowship beginning January and ending in the end of the next calendar year in December. Those students learn from each other, they hear from speakers, they participate in workshops and interactive exercises, and they also lead a climate project of their choosing. So there's more to come on that front as well. Next slide. I want to touch on a couple of our resources for educators. So in a moment, I'll tell you about how to become a partner school, but ClimateCAP is a partnership. Right now we have 44 business schools involved and are looking to expand. Most of our partners have historically been in the US based on where we had sort of our starting networks, but we definitely invite educators and schools from around the world to join us. And we are looking at ways to extend our programming to be more accessible to international audiences as well. In terms of what we actually do with educators right now, our partner schools, we do have a listserv where our faculty and staff from our partner schools are connected, and we hold calls roughly every other month throughout the year to discuss some of our challenges and best practices and ideas on teaching climate at our respective schools. We also hold in-person workshops at the summit, and we share resources with each other through our partner, our educator network listserv. Next slide. So this is not all of our partner schools. We do, as I mentioned, have 44 business school partners. It is free to join as a partner. So if your school is interested, the main criteria are it needs to be, you need to have an MBA program. It's the MBA program that's committing. You need to have a faculty or staff person who's willing to be the point of contact. And you need to agree to lend us your logo. It can be either your school logo or your center logo, and to promote ClimateCAP activities to your students. Those are the only requirements. If you'd like an MOU, we can sign one. We have a template. If you'd like to just sign on, lend us a name and a logo, we can add you to our list of partner schools pretty much right away. We do have 2 additional tiers that we call our supporting partners and our leading partners. And those are schools that have put in financial support, and that helps us pay for the ongoing operation of the ClimateCAP initiative. So the schools listed here are ones that have contributed financially, and they also receive some additional benefits like early access to student tickets for the summit and a few other events. So the takeaway is there is more that if you'd like to go deeper with us as a partner, you can, but if you just like to join on as a partner, there's no financial commitment required. And then my last slide, I'll just share with you very quickly how to get involved. For starters, you might want to subscribe to our mailing list. We do have a newsletter that we put out about once a month. We love to share resources from all of your schools as well as ours, and we give updates about what activities are happening. We have a LinkedIn group that we invite you to follow as well. So we'd invite both you and your students to join our mailing list. We would invite you to check out this MBA Academy video series and other resources that we have published on our website in case they are relevant to your teaching or to your students. And then we invite you to consider joining us as a partner school. I've given you again here Jessica Wingard's contact info if you'd like to discuss partnerships or you have other questions. Of course, I'll be in the World Cafe breakout rooms as well, so happy to answer questions there, and just really glad to be connected. Thanks.